Hello folks, I'm Sean with TASCAM, and today I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to optimize and make the most out of the headphone output on the Model Series mixers. If you have a Model 16 or a Model 24, you'll notice that there's one headphone output on these units, while the Model 12 has two. However, if you find yourself needing more headphone outputs, say for live tracking a whole band or hosting a podcast that has multiple guests and multiple hosts, you could utilize the sub outputs on the Model Series and send signal to a headphone amplifier, such as the TASCAM MH8, which gives users an additional 8 headphone outputs. When using the Model 16 and the Model 24, you may notice a button at the very bottom of every channel strip labeled PFL. This stands for Prefade Listen. This is the last button on every channel just below and to the right of the fader. Activating PFL essentially disengages the pan pots and the fader on that particular channel, while retaining the dynamics and the EQ section. This can be used as a solo of sorts, though it's not a true solo in place feature. This is similarly true of the AFL button, which is to the bottom right of the effects fader, and also the AFL buttons to the right of the monitor output knobs. AFL stands for After Fade Listen. So this will preserve the overall mix that you have going to those output sends with both the panning and fader levels preserved. There's a trick to this though. Once either the PFL or the AFL buttons have been engaged, this will cut the audio to your headphones. Not the mains, but just to your headphones. Essentially, this means that there's going to be no sound passing to your headphones unless the AFL, PFL volume pot, which is located next to the headphone volume, is turned up. If it's turned down while either AFL or PFL buttons are engaged, you'll hear nothing at all through your headphones. Now, this may seem a bit odd if you're not previously familiar with the concept, but this is the way to check a particular signal without disrupting audio flow to your main outputs. This is great for fine-tuning gain, EQ, compression in a live rehearsal or recording session without disrupting your main audio signal flow. So, if you're having an issue where you're not getting any audio to your cans, double check the PFL and AFL buttons on each channel. If one of those is turned on, you'll see a red light turned on next to the main screen that's labeled PFL, AFL. In regard to the Model 12, the same applies to the solo button at the bottom of every channel. Like the PFL button on the other two Model Series, this is not a true solo in place. If the solo button is engaged, signal flow will be disrupted to your headphones unless the PFL AFL volume knob is turned up. We hope you found this helpful and can add this to your bag of production tricks. Thanks so much for watching, we appreciate it, and as always, enjoy your gear.